Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection. The lovers.
Wait, come on, this is
dreamers,
episode
and
1.
Amanda.
Okay, well,
two.
now they're listening, so we have to talk.
Yeah.
All right, so
merman.
this is all stuff we've seen
You'll never
before.
mind.
Everybody's seen this about 100 times because they played it back like 1,000,000 times to
lot.
see how cool it was.
And also, you needed to see it that much to understand what was happening. On the 999th time, you go, I think I understand everything that was going on at the end of season 1.
Wasn't that hard to figure out?
It wasn't that hard to figure out.
It wasn't
No,
that not
except for
hard
the
to
Easter
unfigure
eggs
out.
that we hid in the shows.
What's an Easter egg?
That we're not going to... Oh, man, you are so...
Jewish?
Not... No, that has nothing to do with that.
Anti-Semitic commented? Recorded on that?
Okay,
Fine.
let's just
so,
work around...
What
Damian.
a
Let's just
cool
keep on
season
going.
ender we had last year.
Yeah, we did.
Oh,
did.
and there goes the blood. Oh, jeez.
You know what the
Oh,
coolest part
jeez.
about this shot right here is? Robin is put in digitally. He doesn't actually exist. In real life, he doesn't
Robin
exist.
has it in his contract, he must always be put in digitally.
Okay, so we land here in Easter Island. If
As
you have
you
a
do.
dark TV like we do, you can't actually see it. But that was
It
on
looks
purpose.
pretty cool.
Yeah,
It's
it does look
Easter
pretty cool.
Island. There it is again. Easter.
Yeah.
It's not a Jewish thing.
I wrote that.
So,
Out of self-hatred.
Self-loathing.
Self-loathing.
okay, so getting into this episode, it's all about Damian.
Oh, Lord. Here we go.
Egypt.
Cairo, Egypt. The idea is you can either, when you're writing these things and putting them together, you can either start the action right away, picking up from where it came off. Like literally, you could have started with Dana and Ashley at Easter Island going, would you like to get lunch? And then you see them eat lunch. But we decided that was boring.
Look,
So-
that whole back end of this thing doesn't exist.
Yeah, that whole thing is CG. We decided 6 weeks was a good place to sort of join right in the throes of the hunt for Ashley. And there's something very exotic about Magnus in exotic locations. That they're very familiar to her. She knows the rules of the game, would speak these languages. And I think that I was very interested in how things would have changed once the Sanctuary Network was destabilized, once the
And
rumors
then
of Ashley's
we move
death or
into
disappearance
talking
were
about
out
why
there.
you had a guy eat snakes.
Yeah, why did you have meat snakes? What was that
I was
all
in the
about?
middle of a very profound discussion about...
Yeah, that's why we're interrupting you. This is a commentary.
I was commentaryizing on it. I apologize
Says
to
the
people with
writer.
their brains turned on. That it was my. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll just stop talking and make armpit farts for every answer. That's what Martin wants.
Pretty much how he writes the script, ladies and gentlemen. So, pretty much how it gets written. You still haven't told us why you had a guy eating snakes.
Yeah, why is
It was gross. People would go, "Ooh, cool."
Ew, cool. He's eating snakes.
You're
It's
right.
true. That's why we said.
And then his eyes did that funny thing.
yeah.
So, interestingly enough, this is done in a back alley that you see lots in our show. It's the same back alley we use for everything. It just looks like Cairo right now. But we're not outside. We're not anywhere. We're just in the bottom of Studio 1 in a corner, a little tiny
A
corner.
little tiny corner
Yeah.
with a green screen so we can make the street look bigger.
And we put shoes back there. You see that shoe display?
Yeah, what was that all about? You sell a lot of shoes in Cairo?
No,
Well, because if you steal one, everybody will stop or I'll shoot.
I can't believe you're actually making those kind of jokes on an iPod commentary.
Yeah.
Why?
Wow.
So,
You are? You're surprised. You?
so
So this is intriguing, all these guns pointed at Magnus.
Yeah.
Oh, see, big guy, little
This
gun.
guy was
Scary.
trying hard not to smile
Yeah.
because I kept making
I have
faces
the
at him
smallest
every
gun
time
of
I had my
everybody.
back to the camera. I
So-
go, ooh! And he'd go,
there you're
trying to
seeing
clap.
the whole extent of, that's the whole thing. There is no alley past that, right there. And the part that he just walked in is exactly where he'd been standing before. So Magnus is essentially coming back from the table.
Unlike other shows that try to hide how small their sets are, we say proudly how tiny our sets really are. You're
And then we put up a green screen and make it look longer.
You're seeing every ounce that we can actually put on camera. There ain't nothing beyond the frame. It's like one of those towns where it's just a front storefront.
Just the facades.
Just the facade.
This was a bigger scene than this when we first started shooting it. We ended up cutting it way back.
Yeah, it was a bit longer.
Well, it was all about the threat. It was all about Druid's threat and where he was going to take him. He was going to take him up north and get him cold and freeze him.
We'd
up.
actually had a moment, like a crazy moment, of him actually teleporting him to like a winter wasteland.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we were like, ha ha ha, really? Let's not do that.
Do you have any idea how many effects there are in these first two shows?
Well, what? Yes, I
Yes,
know.
how many, Mark?
Oh, here's an
More than
interesting-
5.
Here's an interesting factoid. Sanctoid factoid. In all of season 1, we had about 2,300 visual effects, which is a huge amount of visual
That's a
effects.
huge amount.
In the first two shows, we have almost 1,200.
That's more than the entire Star Wars quadrilogy combined.
I don't know if
That's not that
necessarily
interesting
true,
a
Damien.
factoid, because factoids have to be factual.
Opinions of the cast may or may not be endorsed by the opinions of other people.
Okay, so we're in Montreal here.
Yeah, Montreal, cool city. It is cool.
It is a cool city.
Kill
It is.
McGill, I say.
Okay, so
Oh,
at the very beginning of the year, we always go out and shoot
Or
on
as
location.
we like to say, oot.
Yeah, we go out
We
on
go oot in the
location
boot.
in order to get our sets built.
Yes.
So here we are out on location.
A rare thing for this show. Very
yes.
nice.
yeah, very rare to go on location.
It was fun for the cast and crew. It was an interesting way to get out. Okay, so there's the first time we actually see that it's actually out here.
I like this. And she's gonzo.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is all one shot here, just to sort of show that she actually did disappear. Want to know where she is? She's lying on the ground.
And this guy's about to
and
kick her
then-
in the head. Oh!
That wasn't her.
I'm
Part of the
just
same
kidding.
shot, yeah.
Wow.
He did kick her in the head, though, but it wasn't because she was down there.
And that is the first tease of the first episode of season 2.
And here's the old titles.
Oh, yeah,
on
this
this.
is our old title sequence.
But that's the new shot. That's the new picture of you and Amelia Earhart.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be me and Einstein.
How do you feel about not having Einstein on the show with you?
It was expensive.
So every year we're going to change that
Every year we're
picture.
going to change that picture.
Yeah.
I've always thought that Magnus and Amelia Earhart were buddies.
It's my favorite moment.
But Damien actually wanted to be David Bowie and Amanda and Magnus, but we changed that so that was.
So this is a great
Maybe
shot.
next year we could be Ricky Gervais.
A great
That would be
shot
That'd be fun.
in our fabulous, huge
Oh
library.
my God! Look at that.
Yeah. Well, we can't be amazed by our own work. We have
Yes,
to
we
tell them how
can.
we
We
did
can
it.
totally be amazed by our own work.
Well, it's not our work. Anthem helped.
Yeah, it's Anthem's
Yes,
work.
this is-
we
this
can
is
be amazed by that.
Lee, Lisa, and Sebastian and their team and how they put these things together, which are, I mean, I've said this every time I talk about visual effects, I have to say the same thing. We come up with cool ideas. Damien writes cooler ideas, and then I direct them way cooler than Damien thought of them, and then
Anthem makes
takes
them
them and makes
even
them
cooler.
Yeah, and in there, Amanda acts them pretty cool too.
Oh, and then I take all the credit.
Yeah, that's exactly
That's
right.
how it
Yeah.
ends up.
That creator credit takes it all.
Yeah.
Right there.
Everything created
Jonathan
by
Young.
me.
Jonathan Young and Robin Dunn. I mean, this was a great scene. It was a very funny scene.
It was a very funny
It
scene.
was a very funny scene. You want to know something interesting? This is all done live. She's actually sitting. See where Jonathan's standing right there? She's sitting about 20 feet behind him, behind a green screen,
On a real iChat.
on a real iChat, just talking.
Yeah.
So she can actually hear me directing, and when I say that was dumb, she actually hears me say to Robin, that was dumb, and she laughs at it.
So she would, during in between takes, you would appear and say, Robin, just act. Act like an actor.
So Jonathan Young, the great Jonathan Young,
Yes.
amazing, amazing man. This was interesting. Putting together the first 2 parts, Ender Nights 1 and 2, we were ramping up for season 2. We didn't have a lot of time as usual. We absolutely were enjoying ourselves, but we needed to really tie up all these loose ends, get into something really, really exciting for the start of season 2, and then start settling the show into its new groove. And I remember at a certain point when we were really getting desperate to have something written, going to my office and in literally a day, 2 days, just hammering out 2 outlines that I thought just sort of, shifted gears really quick through all the turns that had to happen. And it was cool because everybody sort of saw, when you paint yourself into a corner like we did at the end of season 1, there's really only one window or skylight you can bust out of. And
Yeah.
so that's what a lot of this 2-parter is just, this is the way it's got to go.
And
because-
a lot of times, what ends up happening at the end of the year when we say, "Wow, this is going to be really difficult," we keep thinking, "Oh, we've got 3 months. We'll think of something."
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't happen as easily as that.
Which means we have 2.5 months to sort of worry about it and 2 weeks to do something
Yeah.
about it. So.
I have to mention Gord Rempel, the editor, on this. Gord took a really good script and put it together in a way that, like going out to that big wide shot when Tesla does the hairy guy and then taking away from sort of the immediacy of the anger and making it's funnier because it's wider.
Yeah.
I think.
We also have to talk about one of the other great Gords, is Gord Verhoeven.
Oh, yes.
Who is our new DP this season.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Absolutely. And fast.
Yeah, and he just did such a beautiful job.
Also,
And Dutch.
an amazing
Dutch.
addition this year, who is just completely a joy to work with. Andrew Lockington is our composer,
Yeah.
and he knocks it out of the park in the first 2-parters. But then
Cool. Wait till you hear 12 and 13.
wait till you hear where he's
5.
going.
7.
7.
Five.
Ooh.
Yeah.
5 though,
Oof.
Yeah, I mean, he really just he embraced what the show could be and can be musically, and took it even further. And we're just so thrilled. So it's sort of like this whole season. We should have said off the top is just a new and improved and jazzed up, amped up version. We're on some sort of natural steroid.
I was gonna play this whole scene in just this one shot. I put a second camera on Henry just for the hell of it, and we ended up using it. But I like this shot so much because it's right in your face. And honestly, when you start looking at the prosthetic and things like that, his prosthetic is so good.
Yeah, Ryan looks like a person.
Yeah, look at that face.
Amazing.
There's no seam in it right there.
And this is also Bigfoot without his contacts in, because Chris had an eye injury.
That's right.
He couldn't work hard. So it was actually, okay, this is the effect of the Lazarus eyes. It changes your eyes.
Right.
And then they don't change back even once you're cured, which was, our only way around, because Chris had he damaged
You couldn't
his
hurt
eye.
somebody's eyes. Okay. This is a thing that I proposed to Amanda and Damian right off the bat. I said, I want to do this shot that looks like this, and sort of drew it with a line drawing. And it looked like my 3-year-old son had drawn it.
I said Steven Spielberg did this in 1982.
But then I said, for a TV show, I think this will fly. And Amanda liked it, Damian didn't. But Damian has come to love it now.
And I hate it, which is weird.
What?
I'm
I
kidding.
didn't
I'm
know
kidding.
you
I'm
hated
kidding. I
it.
totally don't. I love it. It's beautiful.
I'm legally not permitted to say that I don't like this shot. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful.
It is.
So it's funny because
Makes me
after
like,
it was
oh,
finished,
no.
what is that all about? You know, we
I
could
see
get.
a bicycle with a lump
Yeah.
on the front flying.
So Gord Verhoeven came up to me afterwards. Our DP came up to us after me after and said, "Man, if I'd known it was going to look like that, I would have lit it differently." So it's one of the times when because everybody asks, how do you describe to the actors what you're doing? I keep thinking everybody has sort of a camera on the inside of my head and can see the things. For the most part, they don't, and so this is one of those times.
I
when it
can
falls
see
apart.
that. I wish you'd aim the camera in a different part of your head.
Yeah.
I don't like
It would be
where it's aimed.
easier.
You don't like 70s porn?
I thought it was just
It was a real question,
Workshopping
Damien.
for-
Do you like 70s porn?
yes. I
so,
do very much.
Anyway,
Enough.
Can't get enough.
this is a great scene.
Yeah.
It really is.
We've
It's a great
ruined it
scene.
by talking about some of these
Yeah.
points.
He's a
Watch, oh,
creep.
you looked at the camera.
Oh.
He's a creep.
I did not look at the camera.
I'm talking about you,
Oh.
not
What?
Magnus.
Oh.
Because you like the camera.
See,
Oh,
good
moon to-
transition.
yeah.
Nice.
Thanks.
Moon to lamp. Nicely
Thanks.
done, hair director, sir.
Thanks. So this is one of the last times we actually get to see Henry's array. We don't use this a lot
No.
this year because we built a new set for him, which is called Henry's
Used it a
Lab.
few times.
It's called the Small Weapons Lab.
Yeah, small weapons lab.
And it's
we
got
use, which is
windows,
way
so we can
cooler.
have
We
light.
see it in the first 3, and then we kind of lose it.
Yeah, because then he hangs out in
Yeah.
the Small Weapons Lab.
So we don't have a lot of them. But it's important to have this here because it joins to the lab, the big lab. It's really important that this is here because later on we're going to find out that he needs to, when we get attacked.
This now you guys may wonder where we got the money in the budget. It's such a grassroots show
to bring in De Niro.
to bring in Jack Nicholson.
Oh,
here.
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
So we love working with Jack, and he's a fan of the show. He said, "I love Sanctuary. I'm happy to do it.
So
I'll even wear a goatee so that nobody knows it's me."
wow.
Amanda tapping has left the building. She's
That's the best Christopher Walken I've ever heard you do.
Walken was unavailable.
Walking.
There's 9 more.
Robin was doing one.
9 more of
Robin
these.
does an incredible Christopher
You
Walken.
remanded into your custody. Damn.
Yeah. Again, this was a whole different scene.
I
when
want to
we,
work at this facility. See the women in the background? This is very nice, high security. Look at that. Hello, darlings.
Yeah.
Are you working in
They could
intelligence?
snap you like a twig.
I know.
Yeah, they
Well, I am a twig.
Um,
So, yeah.
This was a much larger scene too when we first started shooting it, and actually on the day when we were shooting it, we decided to take a whole bunch of lines out because there was a lot of exposition at the beginning of it talking about where we were at.
Because it was boring. It was a boring
I
scene.
don't know. I would never say that.
You didn't.
I would never say it was boring. Thank you for saying
You know, one day the writer will hear this commentary.
No, he won't.
Okay. I hope
He doesn't listen to any of this.
Writers don't have access to the internet anymore.
No.
And if they do, they're not going to places where this would be heard. They're in
it.
other
So
parts.
Robin
of it.
actually invented that last line, just to make it sound cool. All right, here we go. Now this is one of my favorite sets that we shot in this year, and it is not virtual. That's Damien right there.
Yeah.
That was Damien on the iPod.
Shameless publicity shot number 4.
Babs Chula.
Babs
Awesome.
Babs Chula.
She's amazing.
She's a Canadian icon.
Okay,
We
so
love
here's
her.
what we did. when we
4
were
foot
casting
awesome.
the original description that Damian wrote was German balding, a balding German man.
Named Klink.
And so we thought, okay,
With a monocle.
Babs Chula sounds German, kind of to people.
And
who
I
aren't
saw
German.
the actor saying, "You're turning into a monster, yes, Ashley, yes." And that's what I thought it would be. But we went a different way,
So we
which
went
I guess
and we-
was better.
We cast against type in this case, and Babs was amazing.
See, dude, you're so wrong. When I think mad villain, I think short Jewish lady. So, because it's like write what you know. And so I did. So there you go.
And
a
Amelia
giant
in this was
Easter
she was
rabbit.
great.
Easter
Amelia
bunny.
in these first 2 episodes has one line in the entire 2 episodes.
Ooh,
And,
Linda Boyd.
Oh yeah. Well, not Linda
not
Boyd.
Linda
No,
Boyd.
it's
Dana Whitcomb.
Dana
Dana
Whitcomb.
Whitcomb.
Oh, Linda
We
Boyd.
like
Yay,
Linda Boyd.
yeah, Linda Boyd.
Dana Whitcomb.
Yeah. Okay. Damien's answering his phone right now.
Yes.
So
Turning off.
yeah. Okay, so here's some cool stuff about this. This room is about 190 feet long and about 60 feet high.
We believe in sets either being too small or
Yeah.
too big.
There is no happy middle ground
When we
for
first
us.
when we first walked in here, we shot Continuum, the movie. We shot the Stargate movie here. We shot part of it here.
Never heard of it. Moving on. Right, and
So
Garslate? What was it? Anyway.
let me describe to you what we
Continue,
shot
bum?
from
I didn't hear. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, so this room, when we
Going
walked in, I
straight
walked
to
in with Gordon Verhoeven, our director of photography, and I said, "This is what I want to do," and he said, "You want to light the whole place?" Which would have taken us a week of lighting, and the key grip, Dave would have pulled his head off. So
He's
we
a
thought,
giant head, too,
we
so
thought
it would have been cool.
we thought it's okay if Dave pulls his head off, but we need Gord. So anyway. So we lit it as best we could. And if you have a 4K monitor, which means that you can actually watch this the way we shot
Which
it,
you don't.
which-
You don't.
watch it the way that we shot it, you would see the entire room. You see the whole
Look at
thing
how
lit up.
beautiful this is. Look at this.
I'm looking.
Speaking funny.
All right,
Just invent a dialect or something.
We did.
that's an actual picture that Amelia gave us from her
I think
house
it's her in
You know, when in
Victoria.
Denmark, wear a
Whale
survival
watching.
suit by the river.
in Denmark wearing a Danish
When in Copenhagen,
survival
they
suit.
give out free survival suits.
For all of
Okay,
it.
I love this scene. I liked it when I read it. I liked it better when they performed it, and I like it better right now talking about it. Because I got to tell you, these 2 guys, when they came into this thing, this is the scene that they brought into this with it. There's no tampering by the director in this scene.
This is the one scene where there was no tampering in the entire history of Martin's work.
That's
so
not true. A lot
let's
of
just leave
Amanda's
it.
scenes I don't tamper with, but it's because she gets mad at
Because
me.
he's afraid of me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, hap out.
Man,
Yeah.
man beast on man beast love.
Damian, there was no love going on there.
That's the name of my first album.
Yeah.
What's the name
But-
of that? The group?
Pollution
When,
Sunset.
Illusion Sunset?
When
That's the name of the first album.
when Ryan and Chris got in to do the what's called ADR, which means they have the lines they have to do from this because they were yelling on top of each other.
Looping.
When they were doing that, they were actually teared up a little bit.
Aw.
The idea was to suggest subtly that Bigfoot had a history, a personal and cultural history that we hadn't heard before. But one of the fears we have with a character like Bigfoot is that we might end up one day going to the Ewok village, and then
We almost wrote that.
we thought about it, and then we went, nah.
Nah.
He's more zen, he's more cryptic. It's better to sort of play him around the edges and let him just be cool and a little bit mysterious, rather than him going home and hugging his mom and swinging from vines.
Yeah, there has to be a dark side to him. Because he's probably, he's such a human character.
And Ryan really lets himself play the love between them. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice. This is great.
It was a beautiful scene.
Yeah. And truthfully, there is a chemistry between these 2 because I do think they actually love each other.
And when Chris invented the hitting, which is such a lovely
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah, that.
he's hit a lot of people.
He really has.
Yes.
And the truth is, this is true. He loves to hit people so that they make their eyes water.
As Bigfoot would want to do.
I think most of the crew has been hit by Bigfoot.
Yeah.
He hit me really hard, but I was dehydrated, so I didn't cry.
Okay, this moment right here, when Magnus first comes back and Will and Magnus meet, for me was a big deal, and we turned it into a small deal because it actually works much better as a smaller deal.
Yeah.
By the way, a lot of people have asked me about that painting in behind. It's a matador turned upside down.
Now you know.
Yeah, we changed it this year.
Upside
We
down
changed it.
matador.
It's the
And
upside down
I think
matador.
that. Oh no, we can't talk about what that means.
Oh no, don't talk about it.
The upside down matador is incredibly significant. We're not just making this up.
It's true.
Mhm.
It's a fact.
Factoid. Call them factoids, please.
Sanctuary factoid.
Sanctoid.
Sanctoid.
It's a factuary.
It's a factuary. There you go. Perfect. Ooh.
The scene itself plays out really nicely, but I think none of the three of us were happy with
I
what
love
happened
your
in this
desert
scene.
wear. Lovely
No.
sky.
Oh, it's nice stuff, isn't it? Yeah, it's nice stuff.
Khaki.
You know, it's funny because I
Not
talk about all
flawless.
these scenes that we love. I don't love that one.
No.
It didn't do what we wanted it to do, and I think you and Robin both came up to me afterwards and said,
Meh.
yeah. And I blame
And it's
the
such an
writer.
important scene. I
It
blame
is.
the director.
I thought it
or
worked.
the writer.
I thought it worked.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Another new
Another new sanctuary
sanctuary
angle.
establishing shot, yeah.
Very nice.
Okay, so this scene.
Now, this is clever. I have to comment here. This is clever. Shooting, as you may or may not know, shooting scenes with this many actors in them is not easy. You can get mired down, like
In
like
coverage
fighting a
crazy.
French battle in the winter. The truth is that the way Martin did this, using a
A French battle in the winter.
yeah, a
You
battle
mean
in
Russian?
World War One.
Oh, okay. You mean in the trenches, that kind of thing.
Okay, well,
It was
I
more
guess-
mud than
You
snow.
know what? I
right?
was paying you a compliment, but it's over now.
Compliment
This scene is
taken.
brought to you by Martin Wood. Blah blah blah. Who cares? Moving on.
5 actors in a scene. How do you cover it? It could be
Two shot, master. Who cares?
single, blah, blah.
Okay, here's the interesting thing about this. When Tesla turns around, the background behind him is real. Everybody else
Yeah,
has
the
a green
reverse
screen
of
behind
this.
them.
Yeah.
So part of the beauty of that Anthem does with this is they try and mesh it together so you can't tell that the backgrounds behind these guys are all green.
He's doing a crossword
And-
puzzle by there on the right hand.
But right there, what you see in behind him is real.
Beautiful marriage, isn't it?
It is, of course.
These scenes are the other reason these scenes can bog down is they are full of complete exposition and plot forwarding information, and in the hands of great actors like here, I mean, they move, and it's important that things happen swiftly, and that the frame is always a bit alive. And
You've also got really
otherwise you-
strong personalities in each of these characters, so it helps. Like when you're laying a lot of pipe like this, it's important that the
Yeah.
personalities shine through.
Yeah, exactly. We'll be back to 70s porn again.
No,
Said that.
no, this is
So
3 of
that-
the 5, remember?
I thought that laying pipe was my favorite 70s porn.
Might have been.
Yeah, set in the mean construction
Jokingly
zones.
say la 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 la.
Not Debbie Dice Bigfoot. Which was
Ah, la 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 la.
Subtle-
yeah.
Rewind.
Look at that.
Ooh, look
Gorgeous.
at that. Oh,
Wow.
ooh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anthem at its best. They really could make those films. So,
Water.
the reason we used this water was because when we first went there were these little pools there and not of water. And I said, let's plug these up and
Pools
make
not of
pools.
water.
They were pools, but not. They were like
Acid
concrete
baths.
pools, but not of water. I have to admit that Amelia had a little trepidation going into this thing right now, but she accepted it and said, "Okay, this is what I'm going to do in there." I'm talking to her the whole time. There's a speaker
Water- the
inside,
water
so I'm saying, fidget, open your eyes, and get your hair to your eyes. So that's how she did it. But talking about the water, there was no water in this whole scene. We just decided to put her in a tank and put the tank in the water, because it just looked really cool to have her established like that. There's
The
an
vis
example-
effect right there.
Yeah.
That little window, that's a total vis effect. And
Yeah.
it's like one of those, there's so many in our show that you don't even know
Yeah.
are vis effects, and it's beautiful.
This is totally.
Not a visit effect.
It's a green scene, not a green screen.
So this is great. This is
Essex, naturally, because that's where I was born.
This is-
so
yeah.
it's an
You're an
homage.
Essex girl, are you?
I'm an Essex girl, that's right.
So here he comes to save Ms. Kinnair. Named
Yes.
for Erica Kinnair, our
network
lovely
executive at
Miss
Syfy.
We adore.
Whom we
Right.
love.
Quilomina Sparrow is her name. And what actually happened...
We
you'll
cast
see-
her because she had such an amazing
Yeah,
name.
she does have a great name. You'll see lots more of her in the alternate reality game.
The ARG.
The
The
ARG.
ARG. Yeah. So this scene I really wanted to play a specific way. And again, this is one of those scenes where you can't quite accomplish what you want, but it really does work. The idea that we first see Amelia or Ashley change here, and that should be a surprise to everybody that she's got vampire nails.
Yeah, you see the little glint?
That's because it's take 2, and it's after she
She was crying in take 1, and it's still there. But I think it's a beautiful little grace note.
So the whole idea of this, and those nails
The
are
little Jewish
not.
ladies know you're going to rake them with your with your claws.
She doesn't actually have any nails on right now. It's just her hand, but they put the nails in. And this is all, Babs sort of doing this whole thing of...
Babs really brought up a unique take to her character, which
Yeah,
is a
she
sort
did.
of faux caring, sort of almost hollow, and it all...
And it's so funny because I see such a warmth with her.
Well,
Yeah.
it is a warmth, but there's a hollow depth, and it all comes that iciness, which is below the surface of the character, comes out when she says, I used to have a daughter who'd be about your age.
Which is
and you
one of the
realize
reasons
where her kind of...
This is one of the first shots we shot of
This
the
was the
season.
Now,
first shot
the
right
barn that Drew goes into to see Miss Canary is literally about 100 yards to the left of you.
Yes.
And the car that we pulled up in is actually Damian Kindler's car.
Yes.
Now, here's the story behind Damian Kindler's car. I said, hey, Damian, can we use your car in this? And he goes, sure. And then we put a car chase in.
No, I actually went...
Agam Darshi, the first time we see her,
That's
Yeah.
right.
our newest addition to our cast, and she's amazing.
I'll tell you what happened with the car is, they said, we used your car, and I go, for what? For this car chase. And I didn't know what we were planning. He said,
Right.
there's going to little... I was like, we don't do car chases in Sanctuary. It's a small green screen show. It's like, what are we going to do? It's going to be fine. So I said, sure. And I said, I'll tell you what I'll even do. I'll take the snow tires off it and put those high-performance tires that I have in my garage. I'll put that. It'll look great. And thinking, this is going to be fun. My car's going to... I'll sell it on eBay in a few months, make a few bucks. But little did I know...
That
we're
Amanda
actually going to
Tapping was
spend
going to drive the crap out
3
of
days
it.
at Domtar with
And
camera.
can I just say?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
An
This
excellent
is
driver.
actually Amanda Tapping driving this car when you see it.
That's my car.
Yeah. And the cool thing about it is we used
And Bridget's it's SUV.
yes, our production designer's SUV.
So that's my car in front. That's Bridget McGuire's SUV in front.
and that's our locations van.
And our
In
locations.
a locations van, yeah.
But this is Amanda Tapping driving. And the cool thing about what we were using a car called a Rushnorm, which allows us to reach out and drive right
It's
beside
a giant
the car.
robotic crane on top of a blacked
On
out
top of a
Mercedes.
huge car.
Mercedes
Yeah.
SUV. And Martin's in the back on a radio telling the driver faster, closer, blah blah blah. It was
And
more
there are
Martin.
times when I had to come right up behind the camera and,
Yeah.
and keep a safe distance, but keep a consistent distance.
I know-
There, things
I'll
like
be
that.
honest.
Like there's the camera right in front
I
of
was
us.
not worried about you driving the car or the stuntman driving the car. I was worried about Martin making the driver of the camera car go too close and killing everybody.
Yeah. Well, like right here, we're right behind her, but we have to go twice as fast as she does because we're further away.
How did you not
than she
barf?
is. Well, there's a cool shot coming up. We almost did.
Yeah, but the crew all came out of the truck looking a little green.
Yeah, there's a shot coming up where they hang the arm way over to the right-hand side of the car.
I know, yeah, it's amazing.
And we drive.
That was actually the
past
beginning
this-
of that shot. They just showed it. It was the
Yeah.
beginning, and then we cut away.
Well, you'll see it coming up
Now we had to do the split. Me and the stunt driver had to do this
Right.
weird split. It's cool.
there.
Crazy.
So we're driving along, and the arm is right
There it
here.
is. Whoa.
But our vision of this is, you keep thinking the camera is hanging right outside the front of the truck. So as you're driving along, you see yourself going off this road,
Yeah, and you think that it's...
and everybody in the there's 6 of us in this car.
My car, my car, my car!
Oh, she stopped.
All of us are screaming, "I regret nothing."
No brakes, no brakes, no brakes. Oh, it's the middle pedal.
Oh, and then I fell.
You didn't fall. You did this 5 times.
Did
and
this
I had
5
to do a
times.
6th time, and then
The sixth
the 6th
time
time.
I fell. Yeah.
You didn't fall. You slipped.
Actually,
I
off
slid off the
earlier in the sequence,
pipe
when
and
you
scraped
peeled out
up
it-
my knees.
When
Really
the two,
bad.
when Ryan Robbins himself was actually driving the big SUV, when they pulled out of the house, he fishtailed. You moved the camera, but he fishtailed that thing like it was some sort of
Yeah.
old duster.
My favorite story from this day is seeing Damien come out to watch what we're doing, and he thought it was pretty cool that we were driving his car. And then he actually saw what we did with his car.
You put a crazy giant cable sticking out of my trunk, then shut the trunk.
and he had to leave. Okay, do you know who's driving that boat?
Oh, bless his heart.
Yes,
John Smith.
John Smith, the producer, now a co-executive producer of Stargate, and has been for 12 years. He was there. And
He came and helped us out.
He drove that boat for us. He spent
I've heard of him.
spent about
hours.
10 hours waiting for us to do that
Yeah.
one shot.
a
Bless
good
his
egg.
heart.
Yes.
Good egg.
Okay.
So here's the speech.
Amelia
where we found
spent a day in this tank.
But this here is the payoff of the Dr. York character, where I think she just says all this just in a very empty, matter-of-fact way, and you realize why such a nice, kindly seeming lady would actually maybe go to the dark side and turn people into monsters. And I thought Babs did an excellent job.
She's awesome. And we had actually just seen her like a couple of weeks before at the
Right.
Women in Film Awards.
Amanda was given an award, a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Well, I
for
was
being
given
the
Woman
most
of
amazing
Vision.
person on
No,
Earth.
Babs was given
Yeah.
Woman of the Year, which was
Right.
for being the most amazing human being on the face of the planet.
Bold statement.
And bold statement, but perhaps true.
Perhaps.
Amanda was the Woman of Vision because she was able
I
to see
had
that
women
we
of
were
peripheral vision.
You have a woman.
No, she gets that this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so we saw Babs there, and she said, "Oh, I'd love to be on your show." And we said, "Really? Okay."
A week
And then,
later,
like a week
she was
later,
on our
she was
show.
on our show.
At
And
the
you
Baghdad.
know what? That was a very cold place to work. You know, it was quite a chilly factory.
Yeah.
This is a great location too.
This is essentially right across the road from the house that we found her in.
down
And
in the
right near where we shot the car chase.
what do you call it? The Southlands.
Shipyard,
Southlands.
yeah.
Southlands. Yeah, it's lovely. The horses and people and horses and more horses with people. It's amazing.
This is the first time Agam had to actually act for us because she did the sort of the little bit.
She'd
of
done the scene for her audition.
Yes.
Yeah, this was one
Yeah.
of the
And she nailed
Kate
it.
Freelander audition
Yeah.
scenes.
Yeah. And I think that again, this is one of those scenes where everybody is just firing on all cylinders with this.
And lit beautifully. I mean, look at
Yeah.
this. I mean,
Yeah.
this. Dave and Corey and their guys put lights coming into these old gross windows.
Dave and Corey are our gaffer and our grip.
Dave Herrera and Corey Hodson. Amazing.
We only actually care about Corey because Dave's he's dead to us now.
We love him.
Dave Huge Head Ferreira.
Yeah.
We love him.
We used to call him Huge Head until he actually realized it was an insult.
Corey Giant Pipes Hodson.
Oh yeah, he's got pipes, man.
Okay, so
And
this was
here we
pretty
go.
cool. We talked about how to shoot this.
Now, one
And-
thing we should talk about, just to
Oh, it's
The
the tiling.
invention
the
of the tiling, yeah.
You've been noticing there's these little boxes coming up, sort of in a Sesame Street, one of these things is not like the other kind of way. And it's part of our new distinctivity
Distinctivity.
Distinctuary.
campaign of distinctivity.
You're hot today. You are right on the
You've
money.
invented
today.
9 words.
Yeah. You and Shakespeare are like neck and neck
That's
right now
right.
for new invention of words.
Correctamundo.
Oh, there's another
Not
one.
mine.
Not
Not
yours.
original.
That's one of his. He invented correctamundo. You know, that's a Shakespearean one.
You put a K in front of it. Anyway.
It's German then.
So we're tiling here just to create a really interesting way of imparting information, giving it style, giving it a real mark. And, we feel the audience is definitely up for that, and this kind of show can absolutely use it to its advantage.
And there's something you need to understand about what's happening for all the actors on the show or for their characters is there's this intense level of frustration at this point because it's now past 6 weeks since we've lost Ashley. We've been all over the world looking for her. We haven't found her. And of course, I'm saying this while Henry's eating a protein bar and looking nonchalant. But
He's eating that.
He's taking a break from
he's
being
taking
frustrated.
a break from his frustration to stock up on some nutrition. Okay, so forget what I'm talking about.
No, it was not. It was very important.
We are on the
It's
edge here, people. We can step it.
The fact that Will goes after Magnus in this thing is really important. Okay, the fact that he just goes after her is what Amanda's talking about.
Yeah, I'm talking about the
I would take time into my day to be aroused by you and have a snack. But after that, I'm hunting for Ashley. I won't rest until maybe a few times.
Just now, I'm resting here.
Magnus and Will. This is the
My
start.
car! Agam's got my car. Agam never gave my car back, by the
She
way.
didn't.
It's been 7 months, and I take the bus to work. And my little moped. Which do you think I get mocked for more, the bus or the moped?
It's when you try and take the moped on.
I'm trying to say there's a new relationship between Will and Magnus,
Right.
but forget it.
No, there absolutely is, and I think it's worth noting. Thank you. All right, moving on.
Noted. And?
And
That guy walked in the stairs? Not important to the story.
But important to the overall well-being of everyone. He was the actual doctor for the show. Okay, here's another interesting factoid. Where,
What do we call it? A factuary?
no, just
A factuary.
see those things sitting on the back wall there?
yeah,
Not
Those
important to the
are
story.
those are waste paper baskets from IKEA, stuck bottom to bottom.
they are not.
They are so they're not
sconces.
lights. No, they're not. There's no light coming out of them.
That
Stuck
deepens
on-
my appreciation for the show.
Notice. Now, you want to know something else? Linda Boyd's reverse here she's actually facing a blank wall right now. So I took her downstairs and shot her against some elevators downstairs.
Oh, this is not the real reverse.
No, this isn't the real reverse. Another
Another new
gorgeous
establisher.
establishing shot.
Excellent directing.
Harmony.
Wow.
Cars.
I want to live there.
You do.
You do. Ah, robotic ring of love.
Ooh.
Behold,
Here's an interesting. This isn't a factoid. This is just something interesting.
sanctuary.
No,
Factuary.
that furniture that's in there, not real.
Nothing's real.
We don't
Nothing.
know.
No, it was
Green
just
screen shot.
Jonathan
There
and
are
I.
two people
and
standing on green right here,
we're standing on a green floor surrounded by green.
Yeah.
and they're feeling green because they didn't drink any water out of plastic that day.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, you
Stop
guys-
playing the cheap seats with
have-
your echo
You have
terrorism.
to know. You have to know the look I just got from a man at tapping. It was. Shut up! You're just being stupid. That was
With a
No, that was not it.
Great-
at
only
all.
great actors can flick their eyes and you get like a line, like a big long sentence of insult.
Oh, that wasn't all she said in that look. It was also. I'm going to say something funny right now and make you look dumb. Go ahead.
Plus, your shirt looks.
Go ahead. No, say something funny. Say something funny now. Come on.
What does this look mean to you? You don't have anything to say.
Stop looking at the camera. Stop looking at the camera.
But you wanted us to look at the camera.
I know,
When
I'm
the camera's
kidding, I'm
moving,
just
we're
kidding.
looking at the side of the camera. It's a map box.
I like
It's a
this.
piece of
This
tape.
is a cool. This is a cool place to put her.
Thanks. There's a
I really like how
desperation
she
move.
checks her hair in her own
Yeah.
reflection. And, okay, so that's where my car is, and then
Watch the bullet holes we put in the front of it. You have to look
that was
really.
amazing. So you're done with the car chase. I can have it back. We'll need it in about a week. For what? Nothing. Just going to park it behind the studio, and some
And
guys
do
going
some
to shoot it
shots
out.
with it.
Yeah.
Just going to shoot the crap out of it.
Yeah, and we do in a big way.
So it'll be a vis effect, right, Martin?
No, it doesn't really work
You
that
didn't.
way.
Well, you didn't answer me. What about shooting up my car? Vis effect, right? Meh, ma, nip, blah, nip, rib. You never said yes.
Okay,
or
now
no.
watch right there.
Bang, bang, bang.
Bullet hole,
bang,
bullet hole, bullet hole, bullet hole.
It's just like me driving to work.
Yeah.
You saw last week's episode, Kindler.
Sorry. Should ride the top up.
Yeah. There was a good line from Linda at that point too. She goes, Bella.
Meh.
Okay, you got to remember something. When you look outside and see all this cool city back there and the neat plane
And
and,
a
all this
plane
kind of
going
stuff,
by.
nothing is real here except the door. That whole hallway he just walked down and the floor, everything are green.
Neither Agam nor Ryan in this scene.
Not even in the
Green.
scene, they're green. It's a green scene.
It's just a door.
yeah.
In fact, there's not even a door.
The
You're
hardest
looking at
part was
nothing.
actually making the door open
Yeah.
on its own with nobody there.
That's real.
That's
So that's all green screen.
Agam,
the
we
floor
really
is
shot
green.
Agam in
That's
the
what
leg
it
for the
is.
scene.
It kills me that the floor is green.
Yeah.
So, same here.
Same thing here.
Visifect walls, Visifect panels.
The only thing that's real here are the
beds.
and those backgrounds.
The back
Those tanks
board
aren't real,
thing
though, are
on
they?
the head.
backboard thing.
Headboard.
Life support
Those tanks
system.
aren't real, right?
Nope.
Nope.
No, nothing in here is real. That actor with
Is
the
Will's
black hair,
amazing
not
shirt real?
No. No, he was shirtless.
Yeah. We'll sometimes put people in so we can put the shirts in
Just, I'm going to
afterwards.
shoot this naked. We'll do digital wardrobe.
We'll figure
later.
out some
Yeah.
project.
Have you ever done a naked scene with on Sanctuary?
No.
So all your
What?
clothing
Wait
is
a
real.
minute.
Is that what you're trying
Have
to tell us?
Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
In
Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm
Number
happy.
5.
Episode 5.
Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa.
That's
Hey,
not this
talk
Whoa,
about
hey,
episode
hey,
one.
where's
That's
that?
okay. There's a little
Some
bit of
kind
a teaser.
Tease? Does that come some kind of
Spoiler.
tease
I forgot about
for
that.
episode 5?
I chose to forget about that.
Let's talk about the nude scene. Anyway, that was crazy, that scene.
I was naked.
You know what the
I
lyrics of
forgot.
that
You know
song
what?
are?
I've chosen to forget that.
Isn't
It
it?
I
was so
found out
traumatic.
recently
Wow.
that the lyrics
It
said
really was.
there was a little Spanish flea. He looked a little bit like me. I didn't know that.
Is that a
till recently.
factoid?
Sanctuary.
It's a factuary.
It's a factuary.
Okay, see that fourth bed on the other side there? That one by the door? Not real.
We're just making up stuff now.
It's
No,
not.
it's
It's
true.
true.
It's not
There
real.
is none of that. Look at that.
Look at that
Hubba, hubba.
sanctuary.
Yeah, look at that water. Look at the birds. Look at that guy. He's staring at us from his window. Okay, so now we're going to Alberta, right?
Yep.
That's correct.
Southern Alberta.
Yeah. We don't actually go there, but we make it look like that.
So shot there as well. Same place we shot Babs Chula's lab
Yep.
and the car chase.
Yeah. Look at that.
One of my favorite
Anthem
lines.
is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Even if you don't like
one of my
bread,
favorite lines
it's
here
really
is,
good.
is that I wrote.
This is all one shot, by
It's
the
here
way.
by Jonathan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This one here.
So great.
Dr. Expendable. Yeah, I don't know why.
So this is all one shot here.
I love how
just
aggressively
step away.
Chris
Get
takes
out.
people
Yeah.
into that.
And out they go.
One shot.
Yeah, one shot. Okay, there's the. That's actually the parking lot in behind us.
So
of,
that's a digital
yep.
image in the
That's a
background.
whole
In the
digital,
background.
and that's not Jonathan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That isn't.
Jonathan's
now we're telling you the
unavailable
truth.
on this
No,
whole
He was
occasion.
unavailable this day. So the guy who's walking in right there is a photo demo. On this next shot, we turned. We took Jonathan. See, that's not Jonathan's face right there.
No.
And on that shot right there, that's Jonathan. But we took him
That's
on
Tom
another
Taylor.
day and put him in there.
He's literally shot against green screen somewhere else.
Yeah.
And this is amazing the stuff you can do. Because this sequence works great
Yeah.
and you're never aware that Jonathan
Well,
could
they
do it.
are
the other thing
now.
that we had to do. She's wearing contacts, and we actually had to take the line of the contacts away. So this fight was a lot bigger on the day that we did it. I just really like the fact that she does this spin kick here,
Starts it in one place,
right there,
ends it.
and ends it by kicking him.
And I remember being on the day going, so are we going to do a setup over there to get closer? And you're like, nope.
Nope, it's all going to stay.
And then
away.
we ate lunch.
Mm-hmm. And then we found the helicopter,
Yeah.
which started us into.
We'll
show
talk
seven.
about that
We'll
one
talk about that later.
next Tuesday.
Yeah,
So green screen.
that was he was green
He
screen.
wasn't
That's
really
not
there. This is the
that-
double.
That was the stunt
Great
double.
landing, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good one.
That was our stunt double. And the funny thing is that Amelia wasn't actually wearing her face on this either. That's
It's
Anthem
effect.
making the face, yeah, for her. Occasionally, we will do a cut in between where she'll get the face on, but see how her face is elongated and the eyebrows are brought up and things like that? That's all visual effect. That's not makeup. Here we come to my favorite scene so far shot in Sanctuary. Right now.
Inside.
Really?
Yeah, in 14 episodes, in 26 episodes, I still think this is my favorite scene.
Really?
Yes. And it's because of that woman right there.
Like that woman's name is Chris.
Now, all the actors are exactly where they want to be right here. This was a perfect scene. I don't think in the history of all my shooting I've ever done a perfect scene, except this one.
I like the way in we get in. We're inside a teleport as we arrive.
Yeah. That's something I've wanted to do for a couple of years, but that was, I thought that was kind of cool. But a perfect scene. And I think it's because the acting is so good. And I didn't do anything. I just pointed the camera at it. But it's
And
perfect.
yelled at us and made us cry.
Did not.
And then said, "I'm action."
You babies! Action!
So this is funny. This is all just, the only thing that exists in here is the table and the actors.
That guy in the background? Not real.
Not real.
Those paintings with nothing on them, not real.
The ones in the background of that are not real.
It's amazing.
Look
Okay.
at this. Oh,
Yeah.
great shot.
And the music is so good.
And the way the other building pulls away from
Yeah.
the building.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Guys,
So,
Lee Wilson is a god.
Oh,
He is a god.
to be continued.
Here's us.
hey,
Hey, that's us.
cool.
Cool.
Kulamina. Awesome name. Kuala Malaya.
Kulamia.
Awesome.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Thanks for watching.
Thanks.
Enjoy your factuaries.